I'm here with Sabrina Bright. She is our Senior Training Manager for Schmidt Realty Group, and she trains up all of our new agents. And today we want to talk about new home sales. So how is it different when a buyer purchases a brand new build versus a resale home?
Well, it's completely different.
Okay.
And it's a smaller portion of our work for sure, but in the module, we go through really the difference in the process because it is quite different.
Okay.
One of the primary differences actually, which I think surprises new agents often, is, when we're doing a typical transaction where we're selling someone's occupied home,
right.
A seller occupied home, there's some emotion involved. So when we have a negotiation, we can talk to the other side and say, well, we'd love the hot tub, but not this, and we can have a negotiation about it. Typically with a new home purchase, there's a lot less of that because it's a developer that we're dealing with.
Right, you're negotiating directly with the builder.
Yeah, there's not a lot of emotion.
Right.
And frankly, the sticker price is often the sticker price. So sometimes what we can do is we can coach our agents on how to perhaps get a little upgrade for their client. So maybe the builder says the price of the house is $425 and it's $425 and it's $425 and that's it. So we have to say, okay.
Okay, what can we get included for that?
Right. Could we maybe upgrade the appliance package a bit? Or could we maybe get a fireplace up in that bonus room up above the garage or something? So there's ways around it. But also, like with new homes, there's something called spec homes, and then there's homes where you buy your piece of land and then you build, and how much flexibility do you have? Some builders will say, here's the price of our home, and we haven't even broken ground yet.
Okay.
Absolutely no changes allowed whatsoever because this is a base level home. Some builders are completely custom and say, whatever you want, whatever your heart desires, we'll take it to the city, we'll try to get the permit for that, and so on. So we have to know which builders are flexible, which ones aren't, which builders are eco-friendly. I mean, our clients want all kinds of different things, right?
Yes.
Often for us as agents, moving to a new home is often a secondary decision for a buyer. We might work with them for a while, and let's say they're trying to find a primary bedroom on the main floor.
And they can't find what they're looking for.
And then after a while they go, you know what, maybe, or we say to them, maybe you should be looking at building. Should we take you out and show you some...
I'm curious if you've ever had a buyer who went to a new home sale on their own, not thinking they needed a realtor for that transaction.
Yes.
How would you explain to a buyer why they should use a realtor even for a new build?
Well, we always do a full buyer consultation with any buyer that we're going to take out, and we can do a whole thing on that. But we bring a lot to the table actually if someone does choose to buy a new home, because we can be with them, point out things, take them back to their original wish list, because sometimes people get kind of over the fancy stuff, and it's like, you don't have this furniture, and remember you said you had to have a third bedroom.
Right.
Remember, because sometimes people get carried
emotional.
away.
Yeah.
It's still their decision. We would never judge on if their decision process changes or anything, but our job is sometimes to be that sort of sober second thought and go, okay, now remember you said you didn't want to live that far out, and now here we are looking in streets 400, out by the airport.
A little bit of a counselor.
Have your criteria changed?
Yes.
Are you going to be okay with that commute?
Yes.
That's our job. And then to look at the contract with them, and frankly, I mean,
have someone in their corner, really.
Totally. Understandably, the builder contracts favor the builder, right?
Yes.
I mean, they've had them designed, they're usually this thick, and they're designed by their lawyer, and there's lots of little things in there that really favor the builder. If we can't get it done on time, we're not going to pay for your alternate accommodation, things like that. So we want to be there to point that out and so on, and to help them through the process, right? The other thing that's different with a new home is that the negotiation process, like the getting approved, can take some time because you're probably dealing with a show home person.
Right.
And so they'll write up the contract and you're there with them going through that. Then it's got to go to the, the sales manager and maybe up to the regional guy or sometimes the owner, right? So it's a little bit different process. Obviously, it's quite different actually than dealing with a homeowner and their agent, right? Than with a typical seller.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we go through, and build a reputation and new home warranties, all that kind of stuff. We go through all that stuff in that module, and it's really quite thorough.
That sounds like a meaty one.
It is.
Okay. Excellent.